Greetings, noble internet traveler. As most of my regular viewers are well aware and are probably sick to death of hearing me ramble about by now, I am a self-published author. And as those of you who've seen me in the comments sections will no doubt be aware, the main reason I started this channel was to have fun and interesting, and hopefully informative discussions about all the random esoteric shower thoughts I had floating around that weren't quite dense enough to make an entire book out of. But what none of you knows, because I failed to mention it on the channel until now, is that I wrote my main novel series to perform effectively the same function, albeit in much heftier format. However, the problem I very quickly discovered with this endeavor was that, as it turns out, far from being a suitable tuning fork for meaningful discourse, dumping a 600-plus page novel on someone is actually a foolproof way of turning them off the prospect of further conversation. And that was before I even got onto the problem of just how to go about marketing the damn thing. Given that it's been my passion project for going on a decade at this point, you can imagine my discouragement when I posted my first Flint Pirate Academy lore video to YouTube, and it was the single worst performing video on the channel by a significant margin, both in terms of views and audience retention. But I didn't come on here now just to mope and grovel at you. No. After much deliberation, I think I've come up with a better solution, one that will hopefully solve my perplexing marketing conundrum while also offering you all your fix of my patented gourmet cranial MREs. That is all to say that I have a new series idea I want to try out. Think of each episode as a kind of riddle, clues to which you can either unlock with keys scattered throughout the pages of the FPA novels, or that you can ponder on in your own time and attempt to decode at your own discretion. But just in case you have any further misgivings, and I wouldn't blame you if you did, here are the rules I've set out for myself going forward. Rule 1. All riddles can be solved with no prior knowledge of any Flint Pirate Academy material, characters, plot, lore, etc. Rule 2. All answers are in the form of real-world metaphysical tropes, themes, and/or archetypes. Rule 3. All riddles can be solved with no knowledge of any of my other works, books, or YouTube videos. And Rule 4. All riddles can be solved with no extra research or esoteric knowledge beyond what I provide in my own works. If that all sounds good and fair to everybody, let us start this little mind game off with the single most important character in the entire FPA series, the False God. The False God is the ultimate apex predator. He knows all, he sees all. He knows more than there is to know. Fear and dread are his bread and wine. He is the master of masters, the hunter of hunters, the killer of killers. He is a parasite upon the wheel of fate. He preys upon all from cradle to grave. He is not the inventor of sin, but he is its most prolific merchant. He is the foremost scion of dark prophets, of righteous thieves, of inglorious vagabonds and carrion royals. He is the king of all fool sons and daughters, of fool brides, of fool husbands. He owns no slaves, but has many tools who all gleefully do his bidding. The false god knows no limits. He needs cast no wicked spell or hex or charm to flex his power. His mind is the very void itself. His will is entropy incarnate. His patience is infinite. His cruel might only paralleled by his capricious avarice. He rules from the shadow, but he warps the light around himself like a hollow shroud, or else he winds it about his fists, and like spears of lightning hurls it at unsuspecting foes. The false god fears none, and is rightfully dreaded by all. But for all his power and knowledge, all his fear and guile and fiendish reputation, when all is said and done, once the flames have died, and all the ashes are finally settled, all the false god will be able to do is sit and stare up into the stars. So what, where, and who is the false god? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. And remember, though these riddles are open-ended, they are not a Rorschach test. There is no one true way to get it right, but there are equally many ways to get it wrong. Have fun. And until next time, stay safe, stay sane, and may your stars never grow dim.